So you're an average woman, average looking, maybe exceptional with your skills, but you want a high value man. And when I say high value, I mean a man of virtue that makes money. Because let's just be real, you really want the money. So, how do you get it? Because it's possible. Stay tuned to find out. Welcome to another episode of Purpose Driven, where I, the middle child, take a drive with a purpose. So this one here is actually again for the ladies. Hello ladies, how are you doing? I hope you're doing fine. So you're an average woman, average looking, average skills, have probably never been raised to be a wife. Maybe you think you have a good concept of how to be a proper wife. Okay, cool. But you want a high value man. And when I say high value, I don't just mean by Kevin Samuels standards, although he does give the general of what a high value man is to men in general and the majority of women. You might have something different. So, chances are the high value man you want still align with very well with what Kevin Samuels describes. So it's a given. Like I said, he describes the high value man in general, globally. But you're average, you're most likely over 25. You're not beautiful or gorgeous. Well, ladies, here's the secret. Guess what? Come here. Secret? The secret to getting a high value man? You get him before he's high value. But Joel, how do I do that? How do I know if I got a high value man? How do I get him before he's technically high value? Well, you won't. You have to take a risk. But guess what? If you get a man based off of certain qualities, which I will share with you, chances are he might not technically be a high value dude making excess of $1 million a year, but he might be a dude making 90 to 100. That's still great, is it not? So you get him while he's young. Get him before he becomes high value. Get him before he gets in that age range from about 30 to 35 or older. Get him before he has all his options. That's how you get a high value man if you're an average woman. The other is it's actually a cheat code, but I'll share that later on. But this is the primary way of getting your high value man. You're gonna have to find him most likely while he's still in process, most likely while he's in college. It is competitive. There are plenty of other women. So you have to make yourself competitive. But ladies, as we already know, as Kevin Samuels has told you and men like him, as a lot of men in the manosphere have told you, most women today aren't wives. There is a shortage of wives. There you go. There's a secret. What does that mean? It opens the market, meaning the market is actually less competitive than what it should be. So it allows you to get your foot in the door to get that high value man that you normally might not have gotten, especially if you get him while he's still in process. And to be honest, it's darn near the only way you can get him, really. Because let's just be real, once he's already high value, there's going to be so many women throwing themselves at him. I mean, y'all throw yourselves to these dudes like ain't nobody business. I'm talking about y'all just lay it out there. Unfortunately, women of today are not like the women of old. Y'all throw that thing at them. See, women today, y'all just throw it at them. Give it up. Too easy. See, the women of old, they were different. They were built a little different. They didn't throw it at nobody. They just hold it out and politely suggest, would you like this? They had a little more class to them, a little more status. They didn't throw it at them. They just held it out and allowed the guy to politely take it or decline. And if they were viable, meaning if they were a good enough wife and he approved, he would take it. And usually he'd marry him. So ladies, you gotta have a little class. But it's an open market, so you can't tell all women to just stop throwing it at all these guys. So unfortunately, that's out the door. But what you can do is you can get your man before he reaches that status, because I'm not gonna lie. Once he reaches that status, chances are he'll become a bachelor because there's gonna be so many women. Or chances are you're gonna have to share him. There's gonna be a lot of women throwing it at him. And he spent his 20s, probably early 30s, working his way to get to where he is. He's gonna want to sample, try a little bit of this and that. So if you get him early, you will have to satisfy him or share him if he gets that status. But if you build a good enough tie with them, chances are he won't exercise those options. But those options will be there. They will always be there. It just depends on his value of you or your ability to satisfy him, whether or not he takes those options. But TMC, how do I know if he's going to be high value? Well, you don't. But there are qualities that these men have. There's some things you can look for in that young, bright, up-and-coming, high-value college student. The first thing being his career. What's the career path he's going into? That's a big part. You don't want a guy that's going into a career path where the upper limit is maybe 90 to 100K when he's 50. You might not want that. You might want to get somebody in STEM where the income is much higher sooner, where they might start out around 80. There's also additional qualities. Well, TMC, what are they? I'm glad you asked. And for that, you'll have to stay tuned for the next one. So till next time, ladies.